Our focus has always been to improve the educational performance in public schools. In 2005, we highlighted these statistics, that there was a very large disparate performance in East Baton Rouge Parish School Districts. What we saw was the Zachary School District was rated first in the state with all 6 of its schools rated as A. Central was rated second in the state with all 5 of its schools rated A or B. And we saw 43 out of 84, over 50% of the schools in East Baton Rouge Parish school system were rated as failing as rather a D or F scores. We were promised in 2015 that the East Baton Rouge Parish School District performance scores would improve. However, since 2014, the combined EBR Parish School System and the Recovery School District has fallen from 48th in the state to 61st in the state. So much for that improvement. But we also see is the surrounding school districts. Zachary, Central, Livingston, and Ascension now occupy the top 4 school districts in the state. Over the past 10 years, Central and Zachary school districts increased their enrollment by 3,100 students. However, EBR Parish School System and Baker, they lost a total of 4,500. The net result is there are 1,400 fewer students in the East Baton Rouge Parish school system than the public system. Meanwhile, we see Ascension, Livingston, and West Baton Rouge Parish. Their cumulative enrollment has increased by 6,200 students. Middle-income families are voting with their feet, and that's not staying here in East Baton Rouge Parish.
Yes.
So is the school system still a priority? I mean, it was sort of touted as the genesis of this originally. And if so, can you still promise your future constituents that there won't be tax increases related to the creation of a school system?
Okay, so the question is the school system still a priority, and can we promise constituents that we won't raise taxes to build it, correct?
Correct.
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. The school system always was the beginning priority. It's how we got started. And then we were told we had to form a city first, and that's exactly what we're doing now. In order to have a school district, you have to form a city. Then you go back to legislature, you pass a law to create your independent school district. We're a 2 to 3 year window down the road from that process. My question is, why is our area underserved currently by the school system? Why do we not have more than 1 high school in the Southeast Baton Rouge area? Why hasn't anyone ever addressed that issue? So no, I would tell you the intent is never to raise taxes. And when's the last time you went to the ballot and there wasn't a tax measure from Baton Rouge on it? Can you tell me the last times? I don't remember. We have special elections for special taxes in Baton Rouge. Next.
So just a follow-up on my first question, when can people who expect to see a school budget, because you guys have done one for the city, and in the way that you guys have sort of guaranteed people that there won't be a city tax increase, can you guarantee then that there wouldn't be a school tax increase? And I ask this question because the example that you use a lot is the city of Central, where they do have a city surplus, but they did have to raise taxes on the school side.
All right, what I would say to the school system again is it's a 2 to 3 year process from the day we incorporate. So not just get on the ballot, we vote and approve the city of St. George, we have to go back to legislature to get approved for the school district. At that point, we start looking at the dollars per student that will be allotted for our area, and we start planning and building and funding for there. And my question again is, why has Baton Rouge underserved our area for so long that we only have 1 high school in the area? Why did we get to that point?
So is that your way of saying that it's possible that taxes will have to be raised?
Let me answer it this way, Rebecca. In the article that put out in the area chamber, I would ask you to go back to the area chamber. And why did they leave out the 2-cent sales tax associated, which is the largest revenue stream for schools? You'll notice in that evaluation, they talked about MFP, they talked about property taxes, and when you look at the sales tax, that's a $50 million bust. And my question to the area chamber is, did they not know that? Or did they intentionally leave the public with forethought to leave that out of their calculations? So I'd ask you to go back and ask the area chamber that question. Because when we looked at it, the 4 sources of revenue, the MFP, the sales tax dollars, the property taxes, and the federal dollars, we will have more than enough